My sister is most people's favorite actor, so.
That is so sad.
It's okay. I'm used to it. Older sister problems.
All right. It's done to redirecting you to YouTube. Perfect. Going live on YouTube is a lot different than going live on StreamYard. All right. Everybody, so I haven't started recording yet, and I will in a minute. Everybody more or less knows the rules, I think, of what we're doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I trust I trust the boss, so and I'm definitely not the boss. So, boss fight Kenzie, that is.
At least you know that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if I was the boss, I would relate to, or revert it to Kenzie being the boss. So it's cool. Like, I mean,
And like make an outline. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, we are live. Perfect. All right, now I gotta press record. So this lady is gonna sing sweet nothings into our ear. Okay, so record on this computer or record in the cloud. So I did an interview the other day before I hit this, and like Zoom updated their settings sometime, and I did an interview, and it was literally only on the actress the entire time, which was fine. Thankfully, it was on her, not me, the entire time. But like screwed up the entire interview of how I had to do it, because like when you ask questions, like the people just kind of like sitting there looking like dirt. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully this works. Who knows?
It will.
Woohoo.
I don't know what that was, but it was funny. This is going to be fun. I should have been drinking. All right, welcome to another episode of the Oscar Center. And I should have been drinking Kenzie's bad wine with the Kenzie.
I'm still drinking it though.
I mean, you have to, right? You're like already, you're already invested. So welcome to the episode of the Oscar Central podcast. On today's episode, we are going to look at some missed Oscartunities focused on the Best Actress race. We're going to have two round drafts. I had to like write that down several times to make sure I was going to say it right. And I hope that's right. Where the first of the two rounds will be focused on actresses that were nominated but lost. The second of the two rounds is going to be focused on the Best Actress snubs. So we have a fun panel of some first-time people and some 100th time people. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have Dan, Morgan, Nicole, Amanda joining Kenzie and I. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How's everyone else?
Good. Excited to be here.
Very excited to be here with all of you on this fine Sunday.
It's the best way to finish out a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
I cannot get over that there were so many holidays this weekend, because
Wild.
I sent my husband to Target today, and he was like, because I was like, nobody closes for Passover except like kosher places. And he was like, Target is 1,000% closed for Easter.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that was fun. Like, I don't know, but love holidays. Just wish, kosher wine was better.
It was a lot of holidays between Passover, Easter, and Coachella. It's just insane.
So like,
Truly.
I've been to
The pagan
Coachella.
holiday.
Yeah,
Coachella.
literally. I've been to Coachella on Easter, but it was not Passover. So I'm kind of like interested in like one of those couples where it's like one Jewish person, one Christian person that was at Coachella. Like, what did the person doing Passover do? Like, was there like a Passover Seder at Coachella? Like, can you imagine? And like, what did they eat?
I hope that's what happened.
They did not have spicy pizza, that's for sure. That's for
I
sure.
love spicy pizza. I love pizza. God, now I'm hungry. Thanks. All right. So, Kenzie, I'm going to give you the floor. The week that was at Oscar Central.
So lots of Best Actress pieces, including from Miss Morgan about Vanessa Kirby. And then obviously I dove into my notes app and my camera roll about Miss Natalie Portman and Jackie. I have a whole highlight on my Instagram of Natalie Portman and Jackie memes. I'm sorry to anyone who is pro Emma Stone and La La Land, but that is not for me. And then Jacob went over any awards contenders he feels are going to be premiering at the Cannes Film Festivals. We got the lineup this week. Interesting to get the lineup this week after the whole David Lynch of it all. I don't know. I kind of personally was like, he is pulling an Andrew Garfield. I am not in Spider-Man. Like, but
Could he still be doing it? He could possibly still be doing it.
so
Right?
I've heard from like multiple people that he has a movie that's like a secret. It just isn't ready. And like some people thought it would be ready in time. But I am still under the belief it's that TV show he made for Netflix that people were thinking was just gonna like premiere its first episode. Either way, there is nothing David Lynch at the Cannes Film Festival. So yet. Can you imagine if like opening night they're like he's there and it's like, oh my God. And then I don't know if anyone is a fan of the show that is changing the world, the Kelly Clarkson show. There is a viral clip of Amanda and Kyle talking about how the first time they worked together was on Twin Peaks. He goes, the first time. And I'm like, when was the second time? So, like Dan is saying, right now there is nothing from David Lynch at the Cannes Film Festival, but maybe stay tuned.
Well, because Thierry Frémaux in that interview, the director of the Cannes Film Festival, was being a cheeky little Frenchman and not saying anything definitive. So, you never know. You never know.
I'm gonna keep my eye open. But it was a big day, that day that we got the announcement that I personally thought was gonna be on Thursday, and then it was Friday because I know nothing about time changes. But I think like personally, I'm most excited for David Cronenberg because we got the teaser that day. The French teaser is different than the teaser we got, and that like sent me over the top. But I'm also very excited for Broker. Love Shoplifters so much. I hope that maybe this pans out awards wise better than Shoplifters did. Obviously Stars at Noon. I love Claire for being like, you guys said my first movie of the year was the worst movie you've ever seen. I'm going to give you another one at the halfway point of the year. I dig that. I love her. Kelly Reichardt was showing up. I will be showing up. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah,
I appreciated it.
I was like, what am I doing? There's lots to be excited about. Some people, are excited for Top Gun, Maverick.
Not excited for that movie until I saw the trailer on an IMAX screen, and I was like, "Give it to me now!"
Awesome. I'm so excited.
So Jacob writes his piece for the site. He's like, "Am I missing anything?" And I was like, "Can I say Top Gun?" Like. The Lady Gaga of it all, like we can't ignore Miss Stephanie. Who knows what she's up to? With Hans Zimmer, like what is going on? Like I'm not gonna ignore that. And then I don't know, like the poster de-aged Tom Cruise like 20 years. So like maybe there's some Irishman de-aging going on. Like you never know. And then obviously Elvis, which I don't know if anybody else is just getting like PTSD of the Rocket Man vibes of the premiere at the Cannes Film Festival, the early release date, the hopes that this is an actor only play. It is Austin Butler, so it's not the same thing as Taron, but like we will see what happens with this Baz Luhrmann movie. We will see.
Baz Luhrmann, so I'm at least looking at it, like costumes and things like that,
It's at the very least going to be very interesting.
That's the nicest way to say like it's not going to pan out.
Baz has yet to disappoint me personally. So I'm good.
Same.
But your mileage may vary with him.
He means a lot to me, and I would love, wouldn't that be hilarious if we're all like, this is like nothing, it's coming out in June, and then Baz Luhrmann's like there on the cusp of a director nomination. Like, not that I'm saying
can you
it's happening,
imagine?
but like I would live for the chaos.
Possible. Yeah,
And then
It's true. Anything is possible.
anything is possible. Like we're all
At
like,
this
look
point.
at this, like Spielberg, Scorsese, and then Baz Luhrmann's like, hello, like we're here.
He will pop out of nowhere and be like,
He will.
okay.
He'll pop up
still
out of nowhere, scare
Yeah.
everyone with his gray silver hair,
Steal someone's spot. So
his Karl Lagerfeld look in that like 20-minute Elvis trailer thing that like scared me. Does anybody else remember? They like pops up and it's like 15 minutes long. I'm like, it's a 15-minute long trailer, and then it's like Baz Luhrmann in front of a theater talking about how much it means to him. I was like,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. I do appreciate it for Elvis, but I think
Mhm.
I don't remember who tweeted it, but it's like really funny. For years, this was like the untitled Baz Luhrmann Elvis movie, and then it just came out that it was called Elvis. Like, slightly disappointing.
Like we were waiting for some sort of like exciting title, and they were like, we couldn't think of anything. We're just gonna say Elvis.
Yeah. Like they could have called it Taking Care of Business.
Yeah.
Literally,
Like
Suspicious Minds. Like, I mean, there's so many
Yes.
different
There's so
song
many.
titles that have like
movie title,
movie
like-
title. Yeah.
just ridiculous. And then, okay, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but the George Miller movie playing like not in competition, and then that first image of with the ears, I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm very excited for 3,000 Years of Longing, but we will see. I don't know what George Miller's up to. I'm keeping my eye on his little glasses and like whatever he's doing, but Tilda Swinton, I will be there. But that was kind of it for the week, right? Like, I feel like nothing else really.
Everybody was cast in Barbie.
Whoever
Literally
wasn't
everyone.
cast in Oppenheimer got cast in Barbie.
Yeah.
Greta really said, like, she threw down the gauntlet, and then Nolan was like, I feel left out. I'm going to make another casting announcement.
This is my plea right now. If Greta Gerwig could call up Adam Driver, I'm
Literally.
positive she could find a place
Yes.
for him. Clearly, everyone
Mr.
only has
Potato
2 lines
Head.
of dialogue. Look, I need him to be in that movie because I really need
Oh my God.
Greta to direct Adam Driver, and I really need for Noah to direct Saoirse Ronan. That's my goal right now in
Mr.
Hollywood.
Potato Head. Like a
Could
perfect
they
role.
have
Stop.
not been like a weird Barbie and Ken? Like, I know like
I
Ryan
would've lived
Gosling
for
is
it.
like the Ken, but like,
Yeah.
and then like obviously Margot Robbie is a human Barbie, but like,
Yes.
could we not have gotten them as like some weird, like if you would have told me years ago that Greta and Noah were making Barbie, I would have been like, Adam Driver's for sure Ken. It's gonna be some weird Brooklyn like
Yep.
Yeah.
like
Hipster
angsty Barbie. And then like they announced like Margot Robbie, and I was like, oh, so it's just like Barbie. But then every other casting announcement, I've been like, I don't know what this movie is. Like I
I'm
don't know
so
what's
excited.
coming.
I'm so excited.
I'm
Well,
personally
Ken's
excited
good
that
looking,
it's,
so they couldn't have been Adam Driver.
Can someone
Yeah.
mute Ricky? Like who's the host of this?
Morgan was talking.
I'm not going to touch that.
I apologize, Morgan. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're okay. I was just gonna say the casting announcements were really refreshing because Nolan's casting has just felt like Wonder Bread after, just like one slice of Wonder Bread being announced after another slice of Wonder Bread. So, the fact that we have like Issa Rae, Simu Liu, and like all of these people is wonderful. I'm really excited that we're looking at Barbie not just as the Caucasian figure that she is, but in the diverse community that she also has as well.
I will also
like,
say I ran a poll on Twitter asking people which cast they would rather join, Barbie or Oppenheimer, and 71% of the people who voted for Barbie, and I got several replies being basically like, obvious, there's only one cast that it seems like I'm eligible to join, because they weren't white men. So
it's really like upsetting because when they first announced Oppenheimer, I was like, Cillian Murphy in a leading role in a movie like right after Peaky Blinders ends.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And then like,
Mhm.
no offense, I think Matt Damon is the worst person alive. So the second they casted him, I was like, this is going down. This is burning. Like Christopher Nolan, I'm calling the police. And then every single casting announcement I have rolled my eyes at or Googled because I'm like, is that the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody? Or you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know his name. I feel really bad. He was in something else I recently saw. He's in No Time to Die.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek?
Oh my God. They are in both. No, he's blonde.
I was like,
that guy, the drummer from
Morgan's losing her mind that I didn't realize Rami Malek is in.
I was like, wait.
But you guys know who I'm talking about? The blonde guy that's in
The one who played Roger Taylor in Bohemian Rhapsody. The drummer.
I still have not seen it. Like I
don't.
I have tapped out.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't.
Not worth it.
Okay, but there's a guy. He's in No Time to Die and Bohemian Rhapsody. I cannot believe I forgot that Rami Malek is in No Time to Die.
We're gonna clip that one, fam.
But I don't know if he's in Oppenheimer, but every single time they announce a guy who is a brunette and white, I'm like, is that the guy? Like, I have no idea. I Googled them all. I'm like, is this the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody? But yeah, it's really boring. And as someone who like is very hit or miss with Christopher Nolan, I'm very like, I am just checked out. Like, this could be a great movie, but I truly don't care. It's like the opposite of Dunkirk, where like Dunkirk, yes, it's a collection of like white men, but it was like white men we all like liked. So I feel like we were like looking past it. He put Harry Styles in it. We were like, Harry Styles is going to get an Oscar nomination. And then he has like 2 lines in the whole movie. But yeah, Barbie is very exciting that it's very diverse. And it seems like she plucked the actors from Sex Education. Like she's like pulling actors from like everywhere. Well, I don't want to say she because I don't know who the casting director is. My bad. But I just feel like they are pulling people from everywhere that you could have an interest. Like there's Marvel actors. There's obviously like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Like there's all kinds of actors that are like from every place. And not only is that clearly visible when you look at the photo, if you ask Jacob and Ricky how many times I made the casting photo of how many people are in Barbie, I had to change it every 5 minutes. But it looks very diverse. And then when I was making the Oppenheimer one, I was like, I don't know if I repeated anyone. Like, I have no idea if someone is in this photo twice. Like, very
so
boring.
you know, Allison Jones is who the casting director is. And if you know anything about Allison Jones, she's basically like a maverick and can assemble any magical cast.
She clearly assembled the real Avengers here.
The Nick Fury of
we love obsessed. But yeah, I feel like that's it this week, now that I spent 20 minutes talking about how roasting Oppenheimer, even though you guys know I'm gonna see it like the first day it's out. Like I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, Oppenheimer. You know. Yeah. The true story will be, is this a follow-up in another love story between 2 male characters in a Christopher Nolan movie?
I want to know how many dead wives there are going to be.
How many? Like, how many? And, like, which character will be...
One per man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't cast that many women, but, like, which character will be him? Like, is Cillian Murphy's hair still dark? Because he made Robert Pattinson go blonde, wear a scarf. There's always an actor that is literally just Christopher Nolan in his movies. And I kind of admire that. Like, it's a long bit to have, like, running throughout all your movies. And, like, to insert yourself into Oppenheimer would be kind of hilarious. Like, this is a weird story where you don't belong, Christopher Nolan. Like...
I'm sure there's going to be some journalist or something.
Yes, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a journalist, like with a vest. Oh my God, that's totally what it's going to be. Incredible. All right, I think we're ready to start our Best Actress.
All right. So let's kick the draft off. I have a randomizer here. I would share the screen, but it'd probably take me 45 minutes to figure out how to do it. So, yeah, only one participant. I don't even know. All right, so I got everybody's name here. You're just gonna have to trust me. I mean, as long as I'm not number 1, I feel like this is gonna be a good thing, right? If I'm number 1, I might just do it.
every time.
Literally, Nicole last time was last every single time. And then she was like,
she ended up winning.
But she literally goes
True.
spin it twice. And the first time we spun it, Nicole was first. The second time we spun it, Nicole was last.
Nicole was last.
Oh my god.
Fine, I still won.
All right, so
It's fine.
all right, so Morgan's new here. We're gonna make for the first draft. We're gonna make her give me a number between 1 and 5, and I'm gonna randomize this to pick our first round. 1 and 5.
Okay. I will choose 3 then.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. Nicole, you're first.
Yay!
Yay!
First order
Wow.
is Nicole, me, Dan, Morgan, Amanda, Kenzie.
Perfect.
So the first 2 rounds will go just like that. And the first round obviously is going to be actresses that were nominated but lost. So Nicole, you have the floor in round 1, pick 1. So
Okay. This feels very stressful because there's so many people there to choose from at this point. But there is an actress that I feel like I would be betraying myself if I did not pick. She's been nominated an incredible amount of times for how old she is. And I, of course, I'm going to say Saoirse Ronan. I really debated on whether or not to say for Little Women or for Brooklyn, but I did decide to go for Saoirse Ronan for Little Women because that was one that we did think she might actually sort of come up and snag.
It would have been so deserved. And I say this as someone who read Little Women so many times as a kid. Like I had multiple copies because the spine was all messed up from like where I would like fold it. She's so good. And she's so good as like both time. Oh my God, she's
exactly.
so good. Love her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's perfect in that movie.
I am going to go with my pick with somebody that we actually talked about a little bit earlier. I'm going to go Margot Robbie for I, Tonya.
Damn it.
I almost picked her, so
I was gonna pick her.
Yeah.
Ricky.
See, I have to be like, I have a long list here, but I was like, man, who will not be here probably when I pick again? That's the one I was really figured that might be a good one. So, all right, Dan, you are next.
The greatest performance that anyone has ever given in anything ever, Judy Garland in A Star Is Born.
It's so
I
perfect.
knew you'd pick Judy.
I am the gay man on the panel. I have to rep my queen.
So after my husband and I watched Judy, because I like put it off for as long as possible, I watched it at home with him. He was like, is she even a good actress? Because my husband loves my husband loves Cabaret, but he doesn't like Liza Minnelli as an actress. And like, tell me why. We're watching A Star Is Born. He goes, she kind of looks like that girl from Cabaret. I was like, I'm leaving.
You mean her daughter?
It was like the second time she like sings. So I pause it and I'm like, think about it. Like, think about it. And he's like, And I was like, just Google one of them. And he Googles Judy Garland. He's like, she was in The Wizard of Oz. I'm like, I'm done.
Divorce him. This is grounds for divorce.
literally. But he actually prefers the 1954 A Star Is Born to the current one, so we will keep him. We'll keep him.
That is a good man.
He would support your pick.
Morgan, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a wild card. I'm gonna go with Jill Clayburgh in An Unmarried Woman because I think it is such an incredible performance. So
Amazing.
I love that.
Amanda.
I gotta go with my girl, Rosamund Pike, because I lost it when she lost. I was very upset. And I thought she killed it that year. So highway robbery. She needs a better agent because I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. Is she gonna get nominated at this rate? But for Gone Girl for sure. I loved her.
Pour one out for A Private War because when she got that surprise Golden Globe nomination, I was like, I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make it. to where she shows up like
Yeah.
oh
she
God.
consistently makes my personal ballot. So,
Yeah,
you know.
like she's always in stuff that is good. It's just like so
Yeah.
small and under the radar. Like nothing ever happens with it. Like
Yeah.
that Golden Globe nomination, I screamed. I was like, what are they doing? Like it obviously is wonderful, but I was like, this is
Yeah.
like, it was like on board if like Natalie Portman had shown up and supporting for Vox Lux, like the reaction I would have had, like it just makes absolutely no sense. Like I just so unlike them. Oh, it's my turn. Okay. I have so many, and I feel like since it's someone's birthday, I should go with them. But I'm rewatching part 1 of season 4 of Ozark, so I'm gonna go Laura Linney and the Savages.
Oh yes.
I love Laura Linney. I love that performance. She is so good. It's really overwhelming. I know everyone's shocked I didn't say Natalie Portman, but whatever.
It's okay,
So,
I'll take her with my
I'm
next pick.
surprised.
love Laura Linney. Love.
Okay, this is stressful. I have 3 that I'm between, and now I have to actually like pick one. I think I prepared too many.
See, that's my problem. My list is like 70 people.
right.
Like
There's so many great performances that were.
I have a lot, and like I have nobody's been taking any of my picks, which
I know,
was
same.
hoping for to make my pick easier.
think. Oh, okay. I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go Betty Davis, All About Eve.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
One of my
That's a
all-time
good
favorite
one.
performances.
that is so good.
The best actress lineup ever.
That it's an
I think it
insane
is,
lineup.
right? Like I was
Yeah.
thinking about that today. Like that has to be like an all-timer lineup, maybe the
Mhm.
best. It might be the best of like lineup in any acting category. Like
Honestly,
It's definitely up there.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't think of a better one.
It's gonna be hard. Damn it. I'm really struggling here with which one I want to go with. I'm glad somebody else took Rosamund Pike just because I didn't want to have to, just because I mean I wrote an article about it, so I was like
That's why I did it.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so I'm very in the Rosamund Pike deserved column, but I also really love Julianne Moore's performance. And I
Yeah.
do love that Julianne Moore has an Oscar.
For sure.
Bad speech,
Yeah.
though. Not a good speech.
Love Julianne Moore too.
All right, I'm gonna go Carrie Mulligan for In Education.
Okay, I feel so much better, Ricky. Every time I've chosen one, you've taken the one that I was debating between. So you're making
Hey,
me feel
here
better
we
that
go.
that performance is getting talked about.
Yeah, that one's an easy one for. It's on my list, and it was next on the list, so that's the one I'm gonna go with.
Also, great movie about relationships with an age gap. Like, appropriately handled movie about
That is
relationships with an
an
age gap.
Incredible cast too. Like talking about Rosamund Pike, like
Rosamund
so
Pike
good in
that
that.
movie. Oh,
kills me.
Peter Sarsgaard,
he
perfectly
is
used.
so
Emma
sexy
frickin'
in that movie.
Thompson.
Emma
Emma
freaking
freaking
Thompson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love her. All right, Dan,
It's
welcome
me.
aboard.
2004, everyone was talking about the rematch between the two titans, Hilary Swank and Annette Bening, and completely missed one of the best leading actress performances of all time, Kate Winslet in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Nice.
Jacob is
Nice.
screaming he's not here. It's like his all-time favorite. It's so funny.
I almost went Winslet for Titanic, but I was like,
I thought about that. It's on my list.
I considered that, but Eternal Sunshine is just that
great
encapsulates so
movie.
much of what I love about her as a performer,
Mhm.
her intelligence and her comfort in her body and the rapport she has with Jim Carrey.
Okay,
I
that's
would
what I was
never
gonna
ever
say.
think of pairing them together.
Yes.
But they work off each other so brilliantly.
I I love when performances show you how good the person they're sharing the screen is. Like also, and that movie's like the perfect, like they're both so incredibly great in every scene they share together. I love it so much.
Yeah, and the level of difficulty of having to delineate when she is the real Clementine versus the Clementine in his memories that he's kind of making up. I can't. That movie is brilliant, and she's brilliant in it.
I'm scared for Morgan because Morgan's either going to take something I really want. She has very similar taste to me.
This is true. I am a little bit torn. But I think I'm actually going to go with another 2014 pick with Reese Witherspoon and Wild, because I think that might be the pinnacle of her career. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy she won an Oscar, 9 years earlier.
It should have been for Wild instead.
But it should have been for Wild. It is just such an incredible performance.
It's so good. That movie is like that, and Gone Girl are when her production company was like great and not this weird mom book club. Like, those are such great movies from like, it's incredible. And then I don't know what she's doing, but I love her Wild. And I love every person in that cast. That movie is like perfectly cast. Like I don't know, it has like such a great feel to it. And also the Gilmore Girls part of it is hilarious to me. If anyone watched the ridiculous Netflix one, pour one out.
Pour one out indeed.
Amanda, I'm scared.
I don't know where I'm going. I can like throw it all the way back, like back in the day, or like I've had a personal vendetta against Jennifer Lawrence for a very long time, and I don't know why. I just don't like her. I have no idea
because she stole Emmanuel Riva's Oscar, maybe.
Yes, but I personally think that Jessica Chastain should have won for Zero Dark 30 instead of like Tammy Faye. I'm not saying that it wasn't a solid performance for Tammy Faye, but I really loved her in that movie, and that's why she was owed for Tammy Faye. So I'm gonna pick Jess for this one.
Specifically,
I love Jennifer Lawrence. But Zero Dark 30 or Jessica Chastain Zero Dark 30 is incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Love her.
Especially the scene where she has to act opposite Chris Pratt. Just impeccable. She was able to like keep her composure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Just looking at that whole group of people going, these fucking assholes. I did all the work. They're gonna get all the credit.
It's like when you're watching it, it's that whole like, I did all the work and it's a team project and everyone else is getting the A's. But like, it's just really funny because of how serious the subject matter is. But I'm like, that's literally what it is. Like, because in that moment, you could see in her mind all the flashbacks of her like throwing the notes on the wall of how many days it's been. Like, just like every single moment leading up to that is like in her eyes. And then like, even when she has sunglasses on, like her amazing Ray-Bans that she pulls off exceptionally well.
So good.
But like, she is so good at like using like her face, even when like her eyes are visible. I don't think people realize how hard that is, because especially if you think about like when you, like Man and I were talking about, day drink and you like hide behind your sunglasses. It's like to be able to still pull off like the emotion that Jessica Chastain was doing, like with her Ray-Bans, I was like, wow. And the movie is about her kind of like in a sense, but it's not someone like we knew. Like she was able to make that character someone you like were rooting for in a story you know the outcome of. And I don't know, her and Catherine Bigelow, please do something again. Like please do something again.
Oh my god.
Also, if we were talking director snubs, this movie is up there.
Yes.
Yep. Big time.
Yes.
I was angry that year.
That was a morning I was screaming. Great. Now I don't know what to pick. Okay, I can go with my girl, but she already has an Oscar, so that's kind of like boring. I'll just go. You know what? It's her birthday. I'll go Rooney Mara, girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, so the Swedish movies hold a big part of my heart. I have them on DVD, not Blu-ray. But I wish David Fincher and her were able to finish out the trilogy. I love that performance. I love her chemistry with Daniel Craig. She's a great Lisbeth. Great Lisbeth. Sorry to Dan. Dan's gonna be so mad if I tell him who I almost went with.
I maybe not. It's hard to get for me worse than that particular one. I really, I don't like. In general, I think Rooney Mara is a bit of a somnambulist, which is why she was so perfect in Side Effects.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
that performance in that movie I particularly dislike for a lot of very petty reasons. But
I almost went Glenn Close and Dangerous Liaisons.
Oh
my God.
Oh,
I cannot believe that none of us said Glenn Close.
Yeah.
That was the other one. I was
You should have
Glenn
gone with
Close.
that one.
I
on my list.
Retraction instead, but
I rewatched it last night and I just got like, I don't know if anybody thinks about this, but Michelle Pfeiffer and Glenn Close are two of like the greatest actresses of all time, and then neither of them have an Oscar. Michelle Pfeiffer, like, what is going on? Like, don't do TV shows. Like, and yes, she might get an Emmy from what I'm reading, but like, let's get her in something. Does she have to do some bad biopic? Like, I don't understand.
Look, just because we as a culture are not ready to have the conversation about how the actresses who have played Catwoman should have the same number of Oscar nominations as the men who have played the Joker.
Boom.
And this is just facts. Okay.
That is great. And I would like to spend 7 hours talking about it.
Let's put that on a t-shirt.
Let's put that on a t-shirt. Can you imagine the dad cap and you're getting coffee and someone's like, yeah. And you're like, what?
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good. It's so true.
It is.
Wow. Yes. Wow. Because I would argue that Michelle Pfeiffer deserved an Oscar nomination for Catwoman.
At the very least.
Yeah.
A nomination.
Like perhaps a win. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
oh, so good.
All right.
All right, that's the end of draft numero uno. Kenzie, you've been writing these down, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
you
Because I
imagine?
have been too, but
No one's been writing. We're just vibing, guys. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
writing it. I'm typing.
It's Jill and Chella. There's no rules.
We just ask everybody what their picks were, and everybody just picks random people that they didn't really pick.
I just sub in Glenn Close for every single person.
I love it.
We could have invited 2 more people and still like covered every single nomination she's had.
We all should have picked a Meryl Streep for movie too. We could have done that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, Dan. One number 1 through 5.
2.
1, 2. Kenzie, Amanda, Dan, me, Nicole, Morgan. This is the list. So Kenzie, you could do it first this time.
This is so annoying because I have 4 that are like my number 1s, and then I have like 8 that are like my number 2s.
If someone
So
takes mine, I'm gonna be so
hard.
mad.
I've got
Okay.
such a long list. I have a longer list of this, obviously. Than
It's
I did
such
the
a long
other.
list, y'all.
It's like,
Because it's just too much to bear. Like it always happens in the best actress category because
Yep.
especially
Yep.
recently, there are so many lead actresses that get in that are their sole nomination. So like I hold such hope for so many people that like
Yeah.
I'm like they're just gonna do it. Like they're just gonna do it. Okay. I'm just gonna go with my number 1 of all time. I will hold this against this crazy director on top of all the terrible things he said about my people. Kirsten Dunst in Melancholia, I will never get over it. I like, one, I'm so happy she's finally an Academy Award nominee, but two, this was like a winning performance. Watching that press conference in her Oscar dreams just disappearing in thin air. One, why hold that against her? It's not her fault, and that is totally the reason nothing happened with this movie. But two, just an incredible performance. I think about it literally every day. I dream about Melancholia crashing into our planet. Beautiful performance. Just no notes. I watched that movie. I was like, no notes.
Yeah, she is perfect in that movie, and like knew that she was a great actress, but still wasn't expecting that.
Because there's so many layers to it that like
it's beautiful.
It's stunning. And like that realization she has towards the end, I just will never, it's always on my mind, like always.
Okay, I've never seen it, but I'm literally taking down my paper list of movies to watch that I keep on my desk and adding it to it right now.
Wait, Nicole, how long is that list right now?
Don't ask Dan.
It's on Hulu. Oh my God, it's on Hulu right now.
The third part of this draft is going to be drafting which order the movies Nicole hasn't seen.
Wait, do you guys want to know something embarrassing? My friend was like, I haven't seen any movies you talk about. Can you make me a list? I made her a fucking Excel spreadsheet.
That's beautiful.
I made somebody a letterbox thing and sent it to them. Was like, here you go.
I sorted them by these are Kinsey weird. These are kind of weird but acceptable. These are like fine. These are like the must watches. Tell me why the first movie she watched was Okja. And she's like, I'm never watching any movie you recommend again. She sent me a picture of her sobbing, like visual tears. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Lord.
Whoops.
Anyway, be friends with me. It's so fun. Who's next?
Amanda.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Amy Adams for Arrival because Arrival got nominated for picture, director, screenplay, editing, everything else, and she carried the entire movie because Jeremy Renner can't do much. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her. It really annoyed me that was like one on Oscar morning where I'm like, how the hell did you not nominate her? So yeah.
So I was thinking about this. If the movie had premiered on his app, would she have gotten an Oscar nomination?
God.
Stop.
I love it. It hurts.
No, that's a really bad one. It's like, you know what I was thinking about? Like that snub is equivalent to me of Janice's director snub for Dune, because I'm like, Arrival is like everywhere and then she misses. I'm like, was just no one the center of the movie? Like,
it was so bad.
Ridiculous.
It would hurt still.
Mm-hmm.
Dan.
Okay, so before I even do this, I just have to like, before I go to my actual pick, I just want to like pour one out for the GOAT, Liv Ullmann, because like I can't pick one. She literally should have been nominated for like everything she ever did. Like she's so 17. Fucking good. Yeah, but anyway, she finally has her honorary Oscar, so the Academy is all right by me on that front. But I am going with probably the biggest superstar to have 0 Oscar nominations and really genuinely should have gotten one and probably would have if the Academy had any respect for comedy at all. Marilyn Monroe for Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I finally caved and got the Criterion, and she's so perfect.
She really is. And that particular performance is like, that is her in a nutshell. That encapsulates everything about her screen persona, everything about what we love about her. It's like, it would have been an all-time great nomination and win.
How we talk about this a lot, like there's no such thing as a movie star anymore, but there are some that are like movie star but also like really great actors. Like she is the definition of someone who was a movie star, a huge celebrity, but also this insanely talented, insane screen presence. Like talk about screen presence. Like
Can't
her
take
in
your
this
eyes off
movie.
her.
God. And just, I don't know, everything I've read about her has been that she was really involved with like the costuming and like these details would play more to this part of this story. And I love that in an actor. And I love someone that at that time knew they were like everything. And just, I love her in that movie so much. That's such a
She should have been nominated for that and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, honestly.
Yeah. Also love her in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
She's so good. She's so great. Oh, I hope one day that like they make a really good docuseries about her that honors her as a person and not.
There is a new documentary coming to Netflix.
The Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know
Netflix
how it
doing.
but
Netflix is doing. This is really what happened, and then this is a trashy fictional book adaptation.
Yep.
At the same time.
Yep.
Weird.
Which I guess that's something that they're at least doing here's the truth.
They're like slightly like, okay, this is off to the side.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Me.
Ooh.
I'm struggling here. I didn't want to, like somebody said a name earlier that I didn't want to repeat. I rewatched the movie the other night. I'll just shout it out. Molly's Game, Jessica Chastain, criminally underrated movie.
Chastain.
Yeah.
We're talking about if I want to forgive Aaron Sorkin, I will just rewatch that movie.
Yes.
I watched
that movie gave me
night.
so much hope. I was like, this guy is going to change the world directing. Like he is going to give me so many movies I'm obsessed with.
I'm so sorry.
And then Trial Chicago 7 came out and I was like, I hate this man.
Yeah. And then we had Being the Ricardos.
Idris Elba deserved a supporting nom.
Yes, I was going to say that as well. Yeah.
He did.
Not only is just so sexy in that movie, like, but he's so good. He's so good at being aggressive. He's so good at being like the father that's kind, but the father that's like, do your homework. Oh my God. Love that. Love him in that movie.
I watched it and I was like, holy shit. Like the fact that this movie barely got, like, it's incredible. It's so good.
Oh, when I feel bad, I'm blanking on his name from Bridesmaids and his HBO show.
Oh, Chris O'Dowd.
Yes. He's so good in that movie. Like he's obviously like a comedic thing, but like I really loved his performance. Playing drunk is like not as like easy as it seems. And him and Evan Peters have two of the best playing drunk scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. But my pick is going to be, I'm going to go with Pam Grier for Jackie Brown.
Yes!
Why did you take that from me?
Yes. Brilliant choice.
I was going to go back. I wanted to go back a little. A lot of mine were like the last 10 years-ish. That was like my first one. I've got to really kind of go back a little bit further. And I really like that one. To me was like the highlight of like, I'm not a big Tarantino guy, but like her performance in that is just, I can't believe it. I can't go back and think that performance was not nominated. It's just,
that movie is some of his best directed like performances. Like every single performance is so good.
It's so good.
But Pam Grier, she
was phenomenal. I know.
Oh,
it's actually my favorite Tarantino movie. I don't know if that's like controversial, but like that's
mine
my favorite.
too.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It is like it's like my either number one or number two for like his best movie in my opinion.
His more like intimate, like heartfelt kind of movies are the ones that like work. That sounds so weird to say about him, but like there's the ones that like work for me the most. And like I don't know, but her in that movie, God, two sexy performances just like back to back. Like, I love her so much. And I love the opening of that movie at LAX. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right. Is it
Nicole.
me? Okay. There's so many good ones. But This is one that particularly annoys me because I know in recent years it's been very difficult for an actress in a comedy, but particularly a romantic comedy, to get nominated. But there was a time when that happened. And this was during that time. So it makes me even more mad that it didn't happen for her. And I'm going with Meg Ryan and When Harry Met Sally. I think it's the greatest all-time comedic performances, but also has such like good dramatic moments as well. It's in my opinion, the peak of Meg Ryan's career. I can't believe she wasn't nominated for this. One of the best movies of all time. So
I'm not surprised that you picked that performance.
It's incredibly on brand for me.
I am with Nicole 150% on this one.
Yeah.
The way that, so for anyone who doesn't know, I turned 38 this year. So every other hour, I've just been feeling the Meg Ryan, and I'm gonna be 40 someday.
It's just sitting there like a dead end.
Sorry, real quick, Dan, drop the skincare routine. What?
It's just being unproblematic.
Really. Damn. You look so good. I had no idea. I thought you were like, well, I don't want to tell you how old I thought you were.
No, please do.
Please flatter me.
I literally thought you were 29.
Oh my God, bless you.
I just turned 30 and I was like, during that Sephora sale, I bought so much wrinkle shit. I was like, let me cake it on. Oh,
last weekend, a 12-year-old told me that they thought that I was 18. I'm 27, so I feel like whatever I'm doing skincare-wise is doing okay.
Dan and Nicole, send me your routine. Do your little Vogue get ready for bed with me video. Oh my God, but I love Meg Ryan in general, and I'm not a romantic comedy person, but obviously this is like one of the greatest movies ever made, like ever. Oh, so good.
Perfect.
I'm so excited for Morgan because she's going last, and like,
I'm bringing the mood down.
Variety.
Bringing the mood down as far as we can go, because I'm going with The Haunting Performance by Rebecca Hall in the 2016 film Christine.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, so good.
So we're going from romantic comedy to mental health crisis real fast.
Rebecca Hall playing like severe issues, like really works for me. First off, fantastic director, just putting that out there. But well, I love her so much, and I love this movie. I saw this movie late, like I saw everybody tweeting about it, and I was like, I need to see this movie. And then it was my personality for like 6 months, just like talking about Rebecca Hall in this movie.
Oh, okay, because I was like,
so good.
You at one point made The Ring your personality, so I was a little concerned.
Oh, God.
This was your personality.
Anybody listening that went to my 5th grade birthday party, I'm sorry for sending you home with VHS tape of The Ring tape. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry. But yeah, I love her in this movie.
Yeah.
The fact that she has 0 Oscar nominations is pretty...
It's pretty tragic.
It's because the movies that she's in are usually like just too small.
Yeah.
Or they're The Night House, which she's brilliant in, but they don't do horror, so
that's like one of those like add it to the list of horror nominations that just like were only not there because it was a horror film, which by the way, The Night House is on HBO Max, so maybe watch it 3 times in a row like I did.
And watch it with all the lights off and the volume all the way up.
So that was the first time we hooked up our sound bar in our new apartment.
Oh no.
Because so this apartment is way bigger than our other apartment, and it's older, so it makes noise all the time. And I'm like, this was a mistake. But there are so many parts of Christine and like that performance that just like
I mean, the fact that she can go from like having a mental breakdown at her mom to then singing Annie song by John Denver, and you're just like, oh, everything about you is perfect.
Yeah.
She's one of those people that I feel like does capital A acting without it being capital A acting. Like it's, I don't know, she's so incredible. Every time she's announced a new project, I'm like, this is going to be weird and I'm going to love it. Like that's how I feel about Rebecca Hall. Hopefully one day that pans out into an Oscar nomination. Like hopefully it's just been like, okay, you've done enough that people have yelled at us. The poor social media manager for the Oscars handle is like, okay, guys, do something, please. Or she'll turn into like an honorary Oscar winner. Like,
or maybe someone will finally recognize her for her writing or directing. You know,
maybe.
Yeah.
Passing, getting 0 Oscar nominations.
Disgrace.
Burn down the museum. I'm just kidding. Rob it. That should be Ocean's 9.
I like this. Write it.
I'd watch.
Do it.
Wow. Okay, it's my.
I'd watch, but I would watch just for the simple fact that I called them and said they had tickets available, and then I'd take a $40 Uber from my hotel room there, and then I get there and they're like, "Oh, we don't have any tickets that day. Thanks.
Welcome to Los Angeles."
Sorry. And then I take a $40 Uber back, and
welcome to LA. Okay, It's my turn, right?
It is.
Okay, I have so many. And if someone doesn't say one of them, I'm going to say it. It's like a recent one, but I'm not going to pick it. So I am going to go with one of the first times I was invested in the Oscar season, invested in nomination morning. It was when I lived in Texas, so nominations were announced at a reasonable time. Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive. I don't know. If you're going to put it in directing, just put her in actress. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. I love her despite that Instagram post that I don't know what to think of. Love this performance. And, just keeping it on trend with my David Lynch week. Like, what's happening? What's going on? You never know. It's kind of similar to the movie, like what's going on? Don't know what's happening. But I love her in this movie, and it would add to her collection of perfect Oscar nominations. Like every single nomination I completely agree with. So, and that doesn't happen a lot. Look at Nicole Kidman. So I'm gonna say her.
My wound's still sore, but I do forgive Nicole Kidman for one incredible scene in The Northman. So that's
God.
We get
Some of us that like Robert Eggers movies have not seen it yet. Except tonight it is playing at the AMC that I can drive to, and I was like, should I go? But it's at 11 p.m.
Oh.
And I have a child, and tomorrow's my first day back at work. So
that's a long ass movie to begin at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So
I thought 11 a.m. So if that helps,
I'm seeing it at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
And I didn't realize when I bought the ticket that Passover was still at that time. And I'm kind of mad that I can't get like a nice coffee and go in. But, Robert Eggers has been my number one guy for literally since his first movie. So, and I finally got to see that Hansel and Gretel short. I don't know if any of y'all have seen it, but oh my God, Naomi Watts should be in a movie with him. She'd be incredible with him. Okay, I just casted his next movie. Call me back. We're both short. Just call me. We're in the short person club. Oh my God.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I love it.
I just felt like I had to redeem Nicole Kidman, the slander, just because her most recent nomination really hurt my heart. So now she redeemed herself with that incredible moment. Dan, you've seen it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking
about.
exactly
the moment you're talking about, because I literally started like doing the steel clap with glee.
So to both of y'all who have seen it, where does her wig rank?
Oh, it's up there.
Oh, it's top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because she actually like there is a scene she's combing it, she's braiding it,
when Nicole does like wig play, like messes with the hair, I am like love.
And he's like rethinking possibly seeing it tonight at 11 now, just for the
I can do it. It's in Dolby too. Like I'm seeing it in Alamo, so it's clearly not in
That's
Dolby.
one regret. I did see it in an older theater, like it's an older theater, and the sound's fine, but it's not like what you would hope for like his movies, because even though I hated his last movie, the sound was really like loud and in my face, so it's really good. But yeah.
I saw it
of the Lighthouse.
Sorry, it's the steam and polish shit, but
I did see it in Dolby. I saw it at the Dolby screening room in New York, and holy shit.
It might be my favorite score of the year too. It might be my favorite score of the year too, I think.
Yeah, the score is incredible.
Sorry for making this into the Northman tangent when I haven't seen it. But if I was presented the opportunity to get what is the AMC like season pass thing?
Oh, the A-list?
Okay, so I live in driving distance to an AMC now, and I previously lived in walking distance of an Alamo, so I had their season pass.
Oh God.
So good. Such a good deal. If you live in LA or anywhere there's an Alamo, do the season pass. But the AMC I can drive to has a Dolby theater. Should I do the AMC A-list so I can see the Northman?
Yes.
It's totally worth it. I only have the Regal one because the Regal's closest to me, but I would rather have AMC. Like
or
AMC's
hear me
is way
the
better.
F out, ArcLight could just open again. Don't ever forget, if you're listening and you live in Los Angeles, do not vote Rick Caruso for mayor. He closed down ArcLight and we will never forgive him.
Wow.
This is paid sponsored by, I don't even know who's running against him.
I don't know who else is running for mayor. I only know that he is running for mayor and that Gwyneth Paltrow hosted a $1 million fundraiser event for him.
I mean, what else reasons do you need to vote
by
against
the
him?
Democratic National whatever.
I think he's running as a Democrat. I just don't like him.
God.
Never mind. This is going backwards. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Who's
so
next?
Amanda's next.
Yeah.
She's like Gwyneth Paltrow.
For duets, which I love it. It's an incredible movie. Sorry.
Oh my
love that
God.
movie.
I'm gonna dip into the horror genre because I think
Amazing.
Lupita Nyong'o was
Yes.
big snubbed for us.
Somebody said that one for me.
I was hoping
Yeah.
someone could say it.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say it, so
I'm
I'll
so
have to find
sorry.
another
Oh my
one.
God.
Oh my gosh.
No,
And he's
it's
next.
good.
And he's next too.
No, it's just like, don't mind if I don't pay
Dan-
attention because I have to pick something else.
If Dan had said that and had Marilyn Monroe and Lupita, like top tier
Oh my
best
God.
combo of all time.
Yep.
I
Way to
know.
go,
We can
Amanda.
trade Dan. Dan will trade. I'll take the one that you say now, just so you have it.
It's a good
Oh my
pick.
gosh. I love her performance in Us. It
It's
is
so good.
fun fact. I saw the movie at like 9 a.m. in a theater by myself. And
Oh, that's terrifying.
it was so scary. Oh my
That's
God, but her performance, I held out hope. I don't know about y'all. I held out hope. I was like, maybe they'll just pull it off because
Yeah.
it's the same thing I'm feeling about Nope, where I'm like, I don't know if they're going to recognize it. Like, who knows? Because it could be like too much like in the horror genre, like Us was, but like, you never know. But okay, I don't know how to phrase this, but like, she gives us amazing performances all the time, but where are the Oscar nominations post-Oscar win? Like
Insane.
It sucks, honestly.
It's criminal.
It's not like Brie Larson where she's gone off the deep end and does like Nintendo Switch commercials and no offense, Ricky, but Fast and the Furious. Like Lupita gives us the work. But like the Oscars are like, one nomination or one win was like literally enough. I don't know. Also,
The disrespect.
such
Truly.
disrespect.
The
And
disrespect of Vin Diesel. Yes, you are correct. Thank you.
I mean, yes.
I honestly have worse to say about Brie Larson's career than Vin Diesel's. But Lupita is so good in that movie. To play like two characters like that is just, and it's not only playing two characters, it is playing a second character that is oh my god, I can't look. If you're listening, Ricky has made his background Vin Diesel in a tank top, and I just cannot look.
Hi, Vin.
Can we just talk about the only Fast and the Furious movie I've seen he is not in?
The only one you've seen is Tokyo Drift.
Yes, he's in it.
He's not in it. He is
in
not.
the post credits.
He is.
Oh, that does not
I've
count.
never seen a Fast and the Furious film, but I have been on the ride at Universal. So
I've got my own Vin Diesel necklace.
Nicole, that's good enough.
I
feel like I know what it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
enough.
I did a marathon, and I don't know why I did a marathon.
Oh,
because
God, I'm
the
so
ninth
sorry.
one was not it. I know, and I went to a drive-in to watch
Oh,
Fast
I'm
9,
gonna
and
mute.
I'm like,
Amanda, it's been nice having Amanda on the show.
I gave it half a star, Ricky.
I'm making a list of who's no longer welcomed onto this show.
Yeah, but Lupita in that movie, just like it's one of
The-
those. Yes, she plays two characters, but the second character is so different because it's like the same person as the other character.
Yeah.
But it's just it's something people will eventually study, and
Mhm.
I just can't imagine not acknowledging it.
The vocal work
The vocal
alone is insane. But then
Yeah.
that is a movie that honestly, like, when you get to the end and have that revelation, and then you go back and watch it again, the layers to her performance
Because
are
it's all
freaking
there.
stunning.
It's all
It is
there.
all there. It is stunning.
So my
Absolutely
husband,
stunning.
my husband is a scaredy cat, like won't watch scary movies, which is just horror is my favorite genre.
I relate.
It's really hard for me. But he watched this. He just would not watch it in a theater. But he really loved Get Out, so he's really excited for this. He was just like, I can't do it in a theater. But he was like, so she was at least nominated, right? And I was like, no. Like, no. And poor went out for this queen who was very anti-Harvey from the very get-go and very outspoken about it. And I love her. I'd die for her. Also wore 2 of the best dresses ever in history to the Oscars.
Yes.
Mhm.
2
So
Two
good.
Yeah.
dresses. Incredible. And her brother at the first one where she won, just like
Yeah, so cute.
king. Who is
All right, Dan.
next?
Okay, so Amanda took the one that I was going to pick, but it's okay. I have plenty of horror backups on my list because Lord knows they have just been very, very mean towards horror performances in the Academy. And there is part of me that really wants to go with my favorite crazy French lady, Isabella Gianni, for that bonkers brilliant performance in Possession. But I can't do that.
Thank you for shouting it out, though. Like, thank you.
I love that movie, Something Awful, which probably says something not too good about me, but whatever. We'll set that aside. I also was tempted to go with Mia Farrow for Rosemary's Baby because she's brilliant, but she's also problematic.
Exactly.
So no.
Sing the
but,
Bo Burnham song.
but like the fact that she didn't get a nomination for that movie is insane. I decided to go a little bit more contemporary and do everyone's favorite, should have had a million nominations by now, lady, Ms. Toni Collette for Hereditary. Because
Matt Neglia is so proud of you.
what a performance.
Fun fact
Like,
about me
wow.
is that was the first movie I watched since becoming a mother.
Oh no. Oh no.
But oh my god, she's so good.
Mind blowing. I give her all the awards for everything, but for that specifically, Jesus.
What would be your Oscar clip from that?
So, oh God, it's really hard not to go with something from that
I'm Your Mother.
Insanely uncomfortable dinner scene.
Yeah.
I am your mother. And especially like that last bit where she's like staring at her son and she's angry, and then she turns to her husband and goes, fine.
Epic line delivery.
Epic. But really, I so love, for me, the part that really gets it is just when she discovers the car, and you just hear her crying, and just like literally, like it's like she's vomiting her soul up. But like the whole movie is an Oscar clip.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the whole movie. You know what I would have actually done? You know that scene where she's at like the craft store in the parking lot, and everyone says that Danny from Midsommar is in the background. And she has to turn around. Yeah, I really like that scene, and I don't feel like it spoils anything. But the Oscar clips are kings of spoiling movies lately when they do have clips. So I feel like they would have gone with when she figures everything out. But that is like, you know, when people are like, you guys talk about this movie too much, or like this snub nomination too much, I'm like, this one will never be too much.
Never, because it's the most brilliant work. I mean, there's a reason why, and I hate the phrase elevated horror, but like there's a reason why it came to prominence. And Hereditary is a horror movie, but it's also like just this really incredible incendiary family drama. And Toni Collette in particular just like brings it, and she leaves it all on the table. And like, look, if Ellen Burstyn could do it for The Exorcist, there is no reason. If Sissy Spacek could have done it for Carrie, there's no reason she couldn't have done it. And they just said, oh, but it's depressing.
So I don't know if, maybe let's vote. If it wasn't A24.
Oh, I still think it probably wouldn't have happened.
Everyone agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they snub horror so much, and it doesn't matter what film distribution. I think that A24 doesn't necessarily help, because I think that they have built a body of work with a particular, and not to steal from the internet because they've discovered the word aesthetic, but they have a particular aesthetic, and it sometimes backfires for their campaigns.
Yes. I think about it a lot, and I'm like, maybe if it had been like, but that's the thing, I can't think of another studio that would have actually put this out, like, to be honest with you. Like maybe Neon Now, but not Neon Then.
No, and like IFC might have, but IFC doesn't campaign anyway, so like that.
Every time I see IFC pick up a movie, I'm like absolutely dead in the water. It doesn't mean a thing.
And I love IFC. Don't get me wrong, but like, I mean,
the way
Carrie
that
Mulligan
I like
and Wildlife, but like
the way that I get super like mixed feelings every time I see them get a movie, because I'm like, on one hand, it's going nowhere with awards. On the other hand, I know I'll get a screener of it.
What a good, like, what a perfect performance. Once again, no notes, just
no notes.
She's so good in horror.
She's so good in everything.
God,
I mean, she's so good in everything. One of my favorite, actually, I know this sounds dumb because it's so recent, and I'm very against recency bias. Her performance in Knives Out is one of my favorite things ever.
So funny.
So good.
Because it's so funny. Like,
so funny. The dancing.
Like, and just like the whole like switch, like where she's like pretending she needs something else. I love that. I love it so much. And especially after watching like Hereditary, and then you watch that, you're like, what an actress.
I just also think it's so funny because I feel like in Knives Out, she's very obviously playing off of a certain actress.
Mhm.
And then I thought about the fact that she did Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also should have gotten an Oscar nomination for
Also,
that.
she's
by
also
the way.
phenomenal in Emma. But it just makes the entire thing funnier.
The way I asked my husband if we could watch Emma when it got added to HBO Max, and I meant the Autumn Emma.
Yep.
And he pulled up that Emma, and I was like, no.
Wrong Emma.
Wrong Emma.
I mean, I do love Jeremy Northam as Mr. Knightley and the old Emma, but there is a superior Emma.
There is.
And also just like I think about her version of Roxy Hart in Chicago
Oh my God.
every day.
Okay, let's talk about the
Bless.
iconic actresses and housewives who have played Roxy Hart. If you've played Roxy Hart, you're okay in my book. Minus one person.
And look, I honestly do think that Renee is good in Chicago, but Toni Collette would have won the Academy Award that year. Like,
Would have won, and then they would be like, here's an honorary award for being the best Roxy Hart of all time.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Lisa Rinna.
Sorry, Pamela Anderson.
apologies to Pamela Anderson.
I
I like the
haven't
way
seen any clips
that I
of
want.
Pamela.
Okay, I saw a clip of her at like doing bows on TikTok the other night, and
That's
she
all
looked
I
so
saw.
happy, and it made me so happy. So
Love that.
You know.
I love it for her. I'm so excited for her. I just haven't
Yeah.
seen any clips.
it'll
the
surface.
the
It'll
way
surface.
that
Yeah.
I need a Pam and Tommy sequel series to get Lily James as Pamela Anderson as Roxy
As
Hart.
Roxy.
Like,
Yes.
Give it
I
to me.
can't. I can't.
Wait, how long is she in Chicago?
Will she be still in it
Right,
when
I'm
you
like,
come up here?
Dan,
I know
should
we can.
go?
We could absolutely get cheap tickets just
Okay.
on whatever day. So
Okay, we need to
if
look
she's
into how
still
long
in
she's
it.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
We'll
screaming
report
with
back
jealousy.
personally.
Yes. Yes. Screaming with jealousy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just the iconic ladies of Roxy Hart. That should be a docu-series, like
I
about
would watch
women
that
being
hell
Roxy
out.
Hart.
God.
Make a Hulu series.
They would totally skip Erica. They would totally skip her. Okay, sorry for this
All right.
tangent. I don't know. who's
Ricky,
next.
is it Ricky's turn?
Amanda?
It is my turn.
Oh,
It is
Ricky.
my turn.
Yeah, it's Ricky's turn.
All right.
You can't go Erica Jane because she is not. Only Dan got it.
I'm gonna go Michelle Rodriguez for Fast. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
But
Michelle Rodriguez for Girl
Calm down.
Fight would be a good pick.
I'm struggling. I was gonna go. Shout out to Scarlett Johansson, Lost in Translation. I'm not gonna pick that. But, I'm gonna go with the weird one. I'm gonna go Rachel McAdams for Game Night.
Rachel McAdams.
That's
Yes.
just.
I wish I could make a reaction image of Dan right now.
I mean, because I was thinking that he was going to say Mean Girls, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. And then he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey,
Is
I
the
love it.
Oscar clip, oh no, he died?
Obviously.
but yeah. Yep.
Okay, if the Oscars acknowledge comedy, this would be a 5-time nominee.
Mhm.
The way that this movie should have gotten a SAG Ensemble nomination.
SAG Ensemble right there.
Like,
Not only Kyle, first off, just got to say, beautiful Friday Night Lights reunion. Beautiful. Second off, Kyle Chandler is so good in this movie. Like, why is he not in more comedies? Like, we talked
yes.
about Amanda's pick of Zero Dark 30, didn't even touch on how sexy Kyle Chandler is when he is yelling at her that there is nothing he can do and there's red tape. I'm like, yes, keep yelling. Like, I don't know. Like, love him. But I love Game Night. Jesse Plemons, I mean, the Frito-Lay's line delivery.
It's perfect.
Can we talk about, I told my friend to watch it and she's like, it was okay. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? Like the Frito-Lay line is so funny. She's like, what Frito-Lay line? I was like, you did not watch the movie. Like, did not watch. I also huge Jason Bateman fan. Like I know he's the same character and everything, but he's good. He's good.
It's a good character.
Yeah. It's a good character. Works for me every time.
And the chemistry between Billy Magnuson and Sharon Horgan. Off the charts.
Off the charts. And like they did such a good job at, clearly it's the script, but like they felt like your friends. Like you felt like you were in this like thing with them. And also, you know, when you watch a movie like this and you're like, don't do that. I believed every move they made. Like, you got shot. We can't go to the cops. Like, I believed them. They're like people who don't get in trouble. They're like, I don't know. Like, they're obviously living comfortably, but not as comfortably as the brother. Like, I believed them. And just what a year for Olivia, the dog. Cody Derrick talking about this on Twitter. But like, between Widows and Game Night in 1 year. Outstanding dog work, outstanding. But I love Rachel McAdams in this movie.
Same.
She's delightful in it, as always.
I cannot.
Also, random shout out to Haley Bennett for Swallow.
Haley Bennett.
Yes.
While we're at it, shout out to Haley Bennett for Cyrano.
Yes. All right.
Would have been a better.
Would have been a better nominee than Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
Boom.
But her and Joe Wright, top tier celebrity couple.
Yeah. He has his new muse. I need her to be in every one of his films going forward.
Truly.
All right. I'm gonna give a few shout outs before I say my actual pick. One, I wouldn't be me if I did not say the name Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley and Anna Karenina should have been nominated.
Thank you.
Should have been nominated.
Thank you.
We already got a Kristen Dunst, so I'm not going with this, but Kristen Dunst, Marie Antoinette, incredible, top tier. One of my all-time favorite performances.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
And same, Kirsten and Sofia Coppola, A Match Made in Heaven.
Yes.
Also want to say a shout out to Vivian Leigh, Waterloo Bridge, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Bridge.
One of my favorite movies of all time, because I am a depressed historian.
That has to be in like a handle, like depressed historian.
Yes. Nicole, we just found your
who would have it handle. Because like I think that's just historians.
That's amazing. What a brand.
But also my last one that I will shout out before I actually share mine is Judy Garland, Meet Me in St. Louis. One of the best movie musical performances of all time.
Of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite movie musical of all time.
My favorite.
And also, can we talk about the bullshit that was giving her the juvenile Oscar for The Wizard of Oz? Like,
bullshit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Complete bullshit.
It's screaming like, no, like juvenile.
Yeah.
Juvenile.
Yeah. Juvenile.
Yes. That's literally what they called it, the juvenile Oscar for like people who were not old enough, apparently.
I hate it.
She was like 16.
Anna Paquin hits her in the head with her.
We're not going into that. We don't have time for that.
That little snitch.
But I feel like to be on brand, I have to say, particularly because I was sitting here like, who would I go with? And two things were staring me in the face. My two copies of the movie editions of Mary Queen of Scots. So I have to say Saoirse Ronan and Mary Queen of Scots. My personal favorite Saoirse Ronan performance, which is the one that's not nominated, which really, gets me every time.
We love that Saoirse Ronan made both of your lists.
I was just going to say
I purposely did
so
that.
Funny.
I texted Ricky, I should have just done Saoirse Ronan performances for all four and just gone with it.
Clearly.
But I legitimately think about her performance of this movie at least twice a week. So I feel like, especially the part where she's like, you are more, you have more in your heart than these men who counsel you. Also, I mean, well, while I'm on this soapbox, Margot Robbie should have been nominated for that film. But fantastic performance, incredible. Also, don't understand how my girl Saoirse does a biopic and then doesn't get nominated. Like, that makes no sense.
Have you ever noticed that like the biopics we like get paid dust, and then the biopics were like
particularly
terrible,
I just
super generic ones.
Particularly, I just mentioned 2 great performances in biopics directed by women, which did not get their due. And I'm not saying it's misogyny, but I'm saying it's misogyny. So,
literally,
you know,
literally.
But yeah,
that's a good one.
Morgan.
Wow, great picks. Yeah, I have a couple of shout outs too, just because I'm very indecisive. I'm a Leo, so that's just my brand.
That's you're right as a Leo.
Yeah, very much so. So I do want to say Viola Davis in Widows. The fact that Widows never got nominated for anything is stupid.
I hate it so much.
Carrie Mulligan in Far From the Madding Crowd would have also been a great nomination for her. And because I'm wearing my worst person in the world sweatshirt that I won in a contest, I'm definitely going to say Renana Reinsve for that film, because we definitely could have replaced a certain Best Actress nominee that year with dear old Renana, so that would have been amazing. So I'm going to go with my actual pick, which is Nicole Kidman in The Others, because
yes, I love that movie.
She should have been.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's such an underrated film because everyone was like, this is just like The Sixth Sense. And it's like, no, it's actually about familial trauma.
Yeah.
Where
so good.
M. Night didn't quite hit it in The Sixth Sense, but thanks for laying the groundwork. Yeah, I just think it was also a better film over Moulin Rouge. Sorry. But I
was this close to interrupting you, being like, what a perfect year for Nicole.
I think that Moulin Rouge is a fine film and a fine performance, but I think that The Others in the test of time shows her immense depth as a performer. And I also like Baz Luhrmann's just really more miss than hit for me, and it just it's fine.
Dan and I are in physical pain right now.
I get it. I understand. He's not for everyone.
Listen, Strictly Ballroom changed my life.
I love Strictly Ballroom.
My life.
I think after he did Romeo and Juliet that he kind of got a little bit too carried away, and you sometimes just need someone to rein you in, and he didn't quite have that for a really long time.
He needed that with Australia, but
which is kind of why that
I love Australia.
No, listen, I love Australia. One of my favorite moments in pop culture history is the Today Show, the week of Australia events they did. But yeah, he did need some.
Yeah, so that's why I just think that The Others was a far more nuanced performance, and it really harkened back to her work in To Die For, which is another great performance that was never nominated. So yeah, I just keep her nominated that year, switch the film.
This reminds me of how Nicole Kidman's best work is never nominated, and like
it's true.
Typically her worst work is nominated, and I will
except for The Hours.
Pour one out for The Paperboy. Pour one out for The Paperboy.
The Paperboy is not only one of my favorite performances from her, it's my favorite wig. It's my favorite wig.
That is the wig to end all wigs.
That is like such a good wig. It is such a great performance. It made me forget that Zac Efron is just Zac Efron. No offense to Zac Efron. I've only seen High School Musical 2 and The Paperboy. Don't ask me why I saw the sequel of High School Musical and not the first one.
It is the better one.
I don't know.
It's the better one.
That's what I've been told. Yeah. That's what I've been told. Yeah,
but why would you not see the first one?
I don't know. We went to Disney World. We were there. They were playing it in like a Disney theater, and I was like, let's go see it. Had not seen the first one. But literally, Nicole in The Others reminds me of my other favorite snub performance, Michelle Pfeiffer in What Lies Beneath.
Yes!
So
good. I love that movie.
Just beautiful actresses, like in like the best kind of thrillers, like horror adjacent, like just being paid dust just doesn't sit right with me. I do wonder, because I think about this a lot because of where I would have ranked certain Best Picture winners in my preferential ballot. Like, if I was an Academy member, would my votes matter? Because, like, I would nominate stuff like this and they would just disappear. Like,
well, and that is, I think, something that does go through voters' minds, and that's why we sometimes get the boring choices, because they feel like, well, my actual favorite isn't going to get, they don't stand a chance. So I'll just go with my favorites of the ones that actually do stand a chance. I wonder.
So I guess shout out to feminist icon Bradley Cooper for supporting Lady Bird the year it was nominated.
My man.
We'll be doing actors next week, and that's just going to be all 4 of my picks. Like Bradley Cooper.
I had a PTSD moment today because I was in my group chat talking about Coachella, and one of my friends who didn't go because she was really sick stayed here, and she met Bradley Cooper at a grocery store, and I was like, should I come back? Like, I love that man. But the way he talked about Lady Bird, like, changed my life, changed my, like, outlook on the Academy. And then we get, like, things like Green Book, and I don't know what to think of the Academy. So, you know, it's there. I do wonder, though, like, how many weirdos there are in the Academy. Like, I wish, you know, like, I talk about this all the time. It was on my list of things to fix about the telecast. Like, I wish we could see what was like 6th and 7th in nominations. Like, was Toni Collette up there, or was that like just in our minds? Like, and I do wonder, like, Nicole Kidman, did she cancel out the hours not the hours, the others because of Moulin Rouge? Like, people that have 2 movies in 1 year, like, really,
that is a rule that if you have more than one performance that is eligible, the one with the most, like, if you have that would be in the top 5, the one that has the most votes is the only one, because you can only be nominated once.
I wish that wasn't a rule, because that would be so cool. To be nominated twice, so it's kind of right. But also, I'm like, isn't it dumb that that's a rule? But then, like just as recent as Scarlett Johansson, Jojo Rabbit, and Marriage Story.
Yeah, but then you get weird things like Grace Kelly winning for The Country Girl and not Rear Window for some reason.
Strange.
Or Gloria Graham winning for the Bad and the Beautiful. Like, what? Like, for that movie? I guess because that was the movie that Academy liked better, even though she had much better performances that year. Yeah.
It's like one of those, like, it's combined, like, this pushed her over the edge because she had this. And I'm like, but it's always the other thing that's better than what they won for. And I'll never understand that.
Yeah, like how Alicia Vikander totally won her Oscar for Ex Machina.
Remember how we always just, like, disregard that she won for The Danish Girl, and we're like, no.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
That's a fake movie.
It is a movie I forgot about as soon as I left the theater. Fun fact, Brad Pitt was at the theater when I saw it.
Amazing.
Wow.
And that is all that you remember.
That and that they were playing the Titanic score while we were waiting for the movie to start.
That's weird.
If anybody has been to the ArcLight that previously closed in Hollywood, they will know they did this all the time. But the difference was they were playing this really loud, and it went on so long that I got to the instrumental version of My Heart Will Always Go On.
Oh my God.
And I was like, at what point do you sing? And then I realized Brad Pitt was in front of me, and I was like, not now. That is the answer. You do not sing now. He was by himself. He got a caramel corn and a Diet Coke, in case anybody's wondering. And I know it was a Diet Coke because I heard him sip it. He was like, it's diet. I should have filmed it. would have been
Wow.
iconic. All right, I'm excited about this. Like, it's good. Good picks. Dan has the best lineup, that's for sure.
Thank you. I try to do a balance between classic and recent.
I made my list like that, and then I just picked all recent, like literally. I guess I'm just old. I guess Mulholland Drive isn't recent. It just feels recent in the scope of things.
I count like recent as like post 2000s.
I'm like, if 9/11 had happened, it's recent, right? In my mind. Which is weird because I was a child.
I'm like, I was in first grade. So I don't know.
That
if
was
I
my-
remember it happening, it's recent. So it's about the same time. So
Yeah.
That was just like the first time I remember watching them do the nominations. Like, I vividly remember like asking my mom to put it on. It was on the same channel as the Today Show, which my mom watched all the time. But now she's a Good Morning America gal.
Funny how those things change.
So weird. I know why, but it's like hilarious. Oh, guys, this was so fun. And now I have to go to work tomorrow. Imagine I pull up to my first day back at work in 6 months. I'm like, so who's your favorite Best Actress winner? All right, guys. Everybody went, right? We did all two rounds too.
We
Everybody?
did.
All
Yeah.
right. Vin Diesel is scaring me.
Vin Diesel. This is beautiful, man.
Mhm.
Hey, this is my
Honest
public
everyone
plea.
knew.
This is my public plea one last time. Please, Vin Diesel, please make up with The Rock. I would love for you to do that. Sorry. Okay, sorry. This is my last time I'll say it today. Please make up so we can have him in one of the last movies. All right, so before we go, around the table, just everybody plug yourself, your work, whatever you do, your Twitter, your Instagram, your MySpace, you know, the whole nine. Just, Dan, you can go first because you're below me.
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at Dance and Dan on Film, and you can find all my writings and movie reviews at Next Best Picture.
Morgan?
You can find me over at Twitter at NSMLRoberts. And yeah, my writing's over there. I started a Substack and have been watching My So-Called Life like any normal 30-year-old does. Thank you.
Oh my God, so good.
Her Substack is amazing, and I may or may not have restarted the show because of her Substack.
Yes.
Y'all
So-
do, because y'all were not alive in the 90s when this originally aired, y'all do not understand the
grip.
impact that Jordan Catalano had.
It's the only
At the
thing
time.
I will give Jared Leto.
Mhm.
Yes.
I have been trying to start Better Call Saul just for Kenzie's sake the last couple of days, but instead I've binge watched The Ultimatum from start to finish, and then
Oh,
season
God.
season 2 of Love Is Blind. I
Yes.
finished today.
No.
10 episodes
Watch-
in 2 days.
No,
Oh,
Love is Blind Japan. It is the only one I will yell at everyone to watch. It is
No,
so
here's the thing. I've been enabling Ricky.
But then like
every
really good
day.
chat.
Nicole
Every
being a bad
day.
influence. Okay.
Also, happy Better Call Saul Eve to everyone.
I'm
I
so
hope
excited. I'm
if
so
they touch
excited.
one goddamn hair on Kim Wexler, I will show up at the AMC office. I know that sounds confusing because it's a theater. I mean, the television station. But if you are listening and you have not watched Better Call Saul, every previous season is finally on Netflix.
yes, watch them all after you watch Love Is Blind and The
Yes.
Ultimatum like I
No.
did. Sorry,
If you
it's
watch
like
them
the
live,
Please
prequel.
watch them
come
before
talk
Love
to
Is
me about
Blind.
it.
It's the
Come
prequel
talk to me about it.
Yes. I'm over here texting Nicole, what happens on the finale? Don't tell me, but what happens on the finale of Love Is Blind? I want to know how many couples got married, but don't tell me which ones
It
got
was like,
married.
tell me how
And
many
then-
couples got married. Don't tell me who.
And then she tells me, and then I get disappointed because like the
Yeah.
couple that I wanted to get married didn't get married. I'm sorry, this is turning into a Love Is Blind episode. All right, so Nicole, before you go, Morgan, do you watch Love Is Blind?
No, there's different trashy reality TV that
Everyone should watch Love is Blind.
Everyone
Please
should
Love is Blind.
watch.
Report back to me.
Love is
Everyone-
Blind can come back to me when they actually cast someone on the show who is lower than a 6 on the hot scale.
Okay, see, I
Also very
agree,
true.
but also they managed to find some of the worst men alive. So
Is it the
I
ultimate?
mean, is that surprising?
The Ultimatum season 2 is going to be like a mostly queer cast, I've heard. So that's going to be that's going to make for some interesting
Listen, I
battles.
just think that Nick Lachey and Vanessa.
Look,
It is not Hudgens. I don't know.
Yeah.
just say Lachey and keep it safe.
There's clearly some problems going on if they keep hosting dating relationships.
No. What you have to do now? Okay, now this is me going further into this, but when you watch them talk about the other couples, like she'll side eye him when one of them says something.
Yeah.
I've seen clips.
So,
There's clearly like Will and Jada problems going on there, and they just need
I don't
to
know if they're
like.
that deep.
Sometimes
Those are
divorce is
super
the
deep.
answer. Like,
It
and I
is.
just
been
hate
there,
to say
done that,
this.
baby.
I mean, to be fair, on this season 2 reunion episode of Love is Blind, one of the
As
guys
I-
low-key tries to shoot his shot at Vanessa.
Yes, very true.
Maybe
It's so
maybe-
bad.
And he was the worst character ever to shoot his shot
I
at
cannot
her.
stand him.
But
He's the worst
maybe
man of all time.
Dan will understand me, but like as someone who watched Newlyweds, I do believe that Nick is the problem in every relationship he's in. Like some people blame
I watched
the
Newlyweds
tuna.
too.
Some people blame. I have Newlyweds on DVD for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I just he is a problem. If you rewatch Newlyweds like I do,
No, he was absolutely a problem.
he is not nice. He yells at her. He's like, "You don't know that we own a mop?" I'm like, she, unlike you, Nick Lachey, sells albums. She probably doesn't need to know where the mop is. Mr. 98 Degrees, fake NSYNC, fake Backstreet Boy.
Facts.
Facts. Ugh.
Wow. Okay.
I like that Nicole's like,
All right,
I'm watching.
Nicole, you pluggy.
Yeah. Okay. So I am on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd at NicoleAckman16 if you want to come talk to me about Love is Blind. I have a link tree in all 3 places to the different places that I write and podcast and everything. And do keep an eye on my socials because I am launching something very exciting very soon. I can't say what it is yet. And I hate to be that person who's doing this, but announcement coming very soon.
It's gonna be
Also
good.
follow her on
Yay.
TikTok because like her TikTok game is off the chain. So
That's true.
I'll throw that out
Okay,
there.
You
I
want to see me
followed-
talk about like Marvel and shit?
I followed her on TikTok and I was like, she has so many views. Like,
Yeah.
like damn. I'm
I
trying.
You're
just,
like-
mostly I just
Nicole
Exactly,
Ackman is the
I'm trying.
queen of the TikTok algorithm.
oh my god. I try.
Amanda.
Yeah, I just after this, like doing the show, I realized I have so many blind spots and so many movies to watch and catch up on. So thanks, guys,
Real.
for that.
Watch Love is Blind first, or unless
I
you've already
did.
seen it.
I
God.
binge watched that. In
See, you've
2
watched
like,
the important
2
things.
days. Oh yeah, I watched that first. I was like binging that. Oh my! I've been telling everyone to watch it, so it's good. You guys can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can check out my website candidxcinema.com and my YouTube Candid Cinema.
What I'm hearing is that when Love is Blind season 3 happens, Ricky, Amanda, and I are going to do a podcast.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay,
Down.
if you guys would just get on board with Love is Blind Japan,
Halfway
I
through
would
it.
be in.
Kinsey,
He wants to
I'm
be
halfway
on
through
board.
watching Love is Blind Japan. Don't you worry.
So good.
You
It's
told
so
me to watch
good.
it, and I am.
Yeah.
So good. Why is that
Wait,
the
what
only
makes
one?
it so good?
It's the completely
It's trash reality.
It
No,
it
no,
is
no.
not the same as
But-
trash reality. It
but
is
it's
Love is
like
much
Blind Japan.
better.
Yeah. Well, okay. Love is Blind is really interesting because I do think that like it has a little bit more relevance to the real world than a lot of dating shows because it's less straight competition based.
Mhm.
But there's also a lot of messy drama, but it feels a little bit more like the kind of messy drama that you see in a friend group that's like adjacent to yours, which is why I enjoy it. But Love is Blind Japan is like the most pure thing I've ever watched of all these people who just legitimately are trying to find a life partner. And like a lot of them are divorced or sort of older or have some reason that they're like not in a relationship. And it's like genuinely heartwarming. and a very different experience in Love is Blind America. Both are very enjoyable. I recommend.
So that's
both.
my problem. That's the other thing. Dan brought up a good point. I would love to see like Love is Blind with like some divorcee, like America's version, divorcees, some ones with kids.
Older people.
Like,
yeah.
Because
give us some
that's what's
blending here.
interesting. Because
That's like
like
really.
so I'm very pro like finding out an older couple's engaged. Like that kind of stuff makes me happier because I'm like finding love when you're like yourself. Like you know yourself, you know your potential, you met all your goals. And then finding love is so much more fascinating. Like you've lived your life and now you found a partner versus like you're 20, like shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Like if you just started legally drinking, I don't think you need to be finding a partner on a TV show. Like I'm not into that. But Love is Blind Japan is where it's at. Dan, you might like it. Gonna plug my favorite trashy reality show, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Just top tier trash reality show, but better because Lisa Merlo is an angel. But you can follow me on all social media at Kins Vanunu, except Letterboxd, which I have not used in months. I made one for my baby for everything we were watching together, Daisy Vanunu, but we stopped watching movies because she is 6 months old and she wants attention all the time, not to watch movies. But she did watch The Last Temptation of Christ at her grandpa's yesterday, and she was obsessed. I've never seen her look at a screen like that. I was like, girl is obsessed with Willem Dafoe like I am. Even my husband was like, why is she so into the TV? I was like, it's Willem Dafoe. It's Willem Dafoe.
Okay,
She
so
has great
obviously
taste.
the Florida Project is next, right?
I was thinking
Oh God, that's so
I was
boring.
thinking the Florida Project, but I was also
So bad.
thinking
I don't like it.
Shadow of the Vampire.
At
Yes.
Eternity's
So
Gate,
bad.
you're just
At
educating her
Eternity's
about
Gate.
art history.
Yeah.
You know.
as someone who actually got like kind of sick feeling watching At Eternity's Gate, I was like, maybe not that. But listen, I think he's hot now. I don't age discriminate against Willem Dafoe. Maybe other people, but not Willem Dafoe. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, not Letterboxd, because I don't use it. Ricky, you stopped recording.